Hi, everyone. I'm here with Dr. Jake Covert. Thanks for being with us, Doc.
Thanks, Steve. Always good to be here.
So, you are a chiropractor, and you have an office inside our Parkway Athletic Club in South Reno.
Mhm,
So, that's what you do.
mhm.
And so, let's talk a little bit about, people are like, what do chiropractors do? Do you go to a chiropractor when you hurt your back, or are there other reasons and other benefits of seeing a chiropractor?
No, that's a great question, and I've truly chiropractors are musculoskeletal experts essentially, and so if someone comes to see you, commonly back pain, I would say, is definitely the number one reason why people come to see you. But what people don't realize is that we do a lot of other things such as like diet, exercise, and even extremity work. So hands, feet, arms, elbows, wrists, kind of all of the above. We don't just specialize in the back. And the biggest thing also is everyone knows about the adjustments that chiropractors will do, and that is a big part of what we do. But I would definitely say there's a lot of other modalities, such as using pin and stretch or getting other types of movements on the muscles themselves in order to help someone get out of pain.
Yeah, and it's like you're kind of treating the whole body, right?
Mhm. Totally. Yeah, no, that's always the number one cause. And I mean, it's you have to someone will present with a problem, but ultimately you have to figure out why is this problem actually occurring. So maybe someone comes in with right hip pain, but really their foot's coming the pain's coming down all the way to their foot, and that's really where the root cause of the issue was. And it's commonly a lot of times when someone's walking, or if they're maybe they call it hyperpronation of the foot, with the foot turning in or collapsing as they're walking, and then that essentially works its way up the body to causing pain elsewhere. So you can treat the area with the pain, but ultimately it is figuring out where the problem is originally stemming from.
Yeah, and it's interesting how the whole body is connected because otherwise you could just give them a bunch of aspirin, right?
I mean, that is a band-aid, definitely for something like that. But if you absolutely need that, I would say, and it works well for you, that's a good thing to begin with. But ultimately, if you can figure out what's actually going on, you'll never need that again, essentially.
Right. Yeah, I was just trying to be funny there. So, um, w- so let's talk a little bit about for instance, the benefit that your clients get. They may come in and maybe they have a headache, or maybe like you said, their elbow hurts, or they want to lose weight. And you're also a certified personal trainer, right?
I am, yeah, I'm a certified trainer, and then I also have certifications in corrective exercise and physique and bodybuilding.
Wow. And so you know a lot about nutrition, right?
Nutrition is one of my favorite topics, especially creating specialized meal plans for particular goals or interests that someone's pursuing. And I really enjoy creating plans based off of someone's actual body type and how their metabolism works, because a lot of people, they'll sign up for a diet plan and they'll get some cookie cutter plan. But when I make plans for people, I like to intake them in my office. I'll do a full body fat analysis on them. I'll look at day-to-day activity, daily stressors, how many times you get up and go get a drink of water essentially while you're at work. And I try to take all that information and make it so it's a convenient and easy plan to follow for someone.
So that kind of goes to our title, the benefits of chiropractic. And there is so many benefits, especially when you're looking at the whole body. What you put in your body and the way you exercise matters. It's not just, cracking somebody's back and okay, you can go home now.
Mhm.
Um, I like what you talked about on nutrition and how you delve into the needs and everyone's different,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
and so you're looking at, their macros and all that stuff and calories. And that is a really fun area to get into because don't you think that's one of the areas where you can have one of the biggest impacts on somebody's life is what they're eating?
Oh, very much so. And I mean, even if you talk about just what you're eating day to day, because I mean, when you bring it back to the macros, a lot of people, they do so like whatever fits your macros kind of a diet where, hey, I'm in a calorie deficit at 1,500 calories, but I'm having all Oreos to get there essentially. Like, are you in a deficit? Yes. Is that actually what your body wants or needs? No. And so when you get into food choice, food selection, how inflammation is caused in the body, and ultimately just how you feel day to day, depending on what foods you maybe respond better or worse to, plays a massive role in creating an effective diet plan.
For sure. And, I just did a video with, well, it might have been one of our nutritionists or one of our personal trainers, and we were talking about a calorie is not a calorie, but a calorie is a calorie. It's a measure of energy.
Mhm.
But even though they're consistent in measuring energy, a better way to say it is food is not food. All food is not the same, even if they have the same calories. And I gave this example. Um, if you ate 10 cups of broccoli, you'd have 310 calories. Or if you ate one Twinkie, you'd have 280 calories.
Mhm.
There's a
Mhm.
big difference in that food.
Very big difference. And even kind of going into that topic a little bit more, they even did a couple studies where they talked about the individual variations of food absorption itself. So going back to your analogy of eating 310 calories of broccoli or a Twinkie, you can get even more individualized variations with just how an individual processes that itself. So like, for example, if one person ate 10 pieces of broccoli and it was 310 calories, from person to person, one person may be getting the 310, another person may be getting 250. So it really starts to get kind of into the weeds at that point when you look at that too.
And you mentioned something about corrective movement or corrective exercise. If someone is walking wrong, they can cause harm to their body if they're not walking like they should. Is that right?
It's yeah, of course. And I mean, it's then you really have to ask like what is walking correctly as well, because you have to look at the
Right.
different anatomical variations of everybody. But I mean, if you do have kind of tying it all together, if you do have a bad diet, maybe you get picking up a couple extra pounds, losing weight, that starts to alter how you walk a little bit because you're trying to compensate for the different weight distribution that you have. And over time, once you have those compensations and your bodies are working, it starts to work its way up the chain, kind of like we talked about, and you start getting lower back pain, for example. And so, incorporating a healthy diet in conjunction with the corrective exercise, I think, is a crucial aspect of pain management and just overall consistency with a healthier lifestyle.
And what I like about what you do is you can address all these issues. Someone's overweight, they need to lose weight, they're limping or whatever it may be.
Mhm.
Their diet's wrong. You are someone that someone can go to, and in the gym, what better place because you can show them stuff in the gym.
Mhm.
Um, what you can do is you can address all these issues and get to the root of a lot of problems.
Mhm. Totally, and that's honestly my favorite type of patient to see is I'll have someone essentially right before they work out. I'll get them adjusted. I'll maybe address like a couple problem areas that we're having, and I'll give them a couple exercises to add on to their workout, maybe as a warm up or some sort of stretching or strengthening that they need to do prior to a primary movement that they are doing. But again, yeah, that is probably my favorite thing that I can do because we can address it right then and there essentially. And there's going to be no lapse because if they have a question, they come in and grab me. I'll pop out in the gym, tweak a couple of things on their form, and then they're off and going essentially.
And I know that's got to be fun for you because within a month, you can literally change somebody's life, can't you?
Oh, totally, yes. And I mean, even if it comes down to just strengthening one small, and I know a lot of people, for example, they'll focus on, oh, glute med strength with your abduction and the effect that that has in terms of just squat mechanics, because a lot of people tend to have weak glute meds and on average. And so if someone has issues with some of those movements, I like to pop out, kind of correct it a little bit. And like I said, I've only been open in Parkway for about a little over 2 months now. And a lot of the first patients that I've had have seen great improvements. And it's fun to be able to be there every step of the way of just pre-workout, post-workout, doing a little bit of work here and there with them.
Yeah, that's it's exciting, and it makes you feel good when you can see someone, the look on their face, and you can see that they feel better. You can see that they're not hurting anymore. You can see that they've lost 5 to 10 pounds or whatever is healthy in a month. And that's just exciting to be part of getting results for someone and changing a life. It's fun.
Mhm. No, it's very fun. Yeah, and it's really rewarding. And at the end of the day, it's nice to tie in that personal training aspect with it as well, because it's and working alongside with all the trainers at Parkway as well. It's been a lot of fun because it's we're kind of co-managing in a sense as well, where they'll have someone with a certain issue, and during a workout, if they have something that's wrong, they'll just come into my office essentially, and I can address it right then and there, and then at that point we can just start managing them together to get them the best workout and the best results possible.
Yeah, you've got a really great setup there because you got the gym right there, all the equipment right there. Chiropractors don't have that, but you do, and the relationships with all these other personal trainers.
Mhm. Yeah, and I would say, at least in Reno, I haven't seen a whole lot of chiropractors that do like to do a kind of a rehab setup with everything. So it's nice to bring that to the community to be able to get that kind of a setup rolling. And ultimately, it's what I think is going to be best for everyone's health, because once you can adjust the person, get better range of motion, decrease in pain, and then they can go right out into their workout and essentially get better muscle activation, better workout results, and quicker progress essentially.
So, Jake, if people want to get a hold of you, they want to find out more about what you're doing, how can they do that? How can they follow you on social media? You have website, email. How can they connect with you?
Yeah, my website would probably one of the best places to go. That's at www.atlaschiropractic.us. And then social media is also another good platform, which is just atlaschiropractic.us.
Okay. All right, Jake. Appreciate everything you're doing there at the club, and thanks for being with us.
Perfect. Thanks, Steve.